Okay, this week's top tip, we want to talk about manure washing. And there's two questions. Why would you do manure washing, and how do you do manure washing? In the first instance, why do we do it? It helps us to judge what we're feeding our cows and how well what we're feeding is being digested. So there's probably 4 things that I look for when I'm manure washing. And the one is to see that the grain has been milled enough. You want your maize milled really finely, or your wheat or barley or anything else you're using. You shouldn't see any whole grain in the feed. The other thing is you want to check the quality of your fiber. If there's lots of big undigested bits of fiber, chances are your fiber quality isn't up to standard. The other thing I watch for is the rate of passage that the manure is going through the cow. If it's going too fast, you'll find a lot of undigested things. And probably the last thing is the starch. If you see a lot of wet, or should I say white, shiny bits of starch, that also gives you an idea that your rate of digestion isn't right, and possibly your ration isn't well formulated and balanced, so you don't have enough protein to break down the starch and the energy. So Austin here has started the process. What we do is we have this scoop, which we go and collect 2 scoops from a particular pile of manure in the paddock. Well, we obviously know which group it is. We put it in our bucket. We then bring it and put it into the sieve here. I'll just give Austin a hand to get it. We then wash water through the manure until it's completely clean, and anything that can be washed out is washed out. So here we nearly finished washing. It'll take you a couple of minutes to do, and you can see in the bottom of the sieve here we're starting to get the fine particles, and in the top here we're getting the coarse that are left. So almost done. So you need to be sort of tapping it around like this to make sure that you're getting all the water out. And Austin's just helping it through. You don't want to push it through though. Everything's got to be gentle. I think we're almost done. Okay. I think that'll give us a pretty good idea. So we've then got the 2 separate particles. The stuff that got caught in the fine sieve, I'll put that on one side, and not that easy to see there, and I'll put the coarse on the other side. So on this pile here, this is what we consider well digested. We're quite happy with that. This stuff here is not that well digested, and this is a really good example of grain that hasn't been digested. So that's money going right through the cow and into the ground. So we need to improve there. The other thing is you'd only want this portion to be about 20% of that. And in this case, you can see that it's quite a bit more, which worries me. And I would say the main issue here is probably we've run out of really good hay, and we're using some coarse, undigestible hay, and that's why this percentage of the dung is so high. The large particles of grain, although they're broken, they're undigested, which indicates to me the rate of passage is a bit quick.